What's up? What's up? Can you guys hear me? Test, test. What? Want to make sure you guys can hear me. Can you hear me okay? All right. The audio is good. All right, guys. Hey, wow. Everybody's flooding the tests. Uh, hey, guys, be careful. Just spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. People in the chat are just crazy like that. Okay. I'm going to I'll try to keep this short for you guys and give you a very non-spoiler impression. Stay tuned for my immediate reaction. I filmed it. We uh, Now we're about 2 or 3 hours away, 2 or 3 hours from not from seeing this movie. Okay, be careful about the spoilers in the chat. Okay, yeah, keep the chat closed. If you're afraid of the spoilers, you shouldn't even be online. It's that serious, honestly. The Russo brothers were right about this. Thanos demands your silence. I'm not even going to discuss spoilers at least maybe for a week or so because maybe I don't know. I need to rethink this because damn man, um I'm in shock. I'm in I'm in literal shock. Like the best analogy I can give it is like I have never seen I have never seen people stay in a movie theater glued to their seats after the movie was over. Like just in shock. Hold on, guys. All right. I gotta it's 4 a.m. in the morning right now. My room is messy. Um like normally when the movie is over, people just get up and they bounce, right? Yo, like I've never seen so many people just like this is how almost like 25% of the theater was after the lights went up. People were like in awe, in shock, emotionless, full of emotion. I can't even describe that feeling. Like I was mad, I was angry, I was excited, I was just awestruck. I was just now I understand. Now I understand. Somebody whispered something to me. Um it's not even a spoiler. This one's not a spoiler, but I completely understand. Somebody before me that went to that early screening that sold out in like 10 seconds, he just looked at me like somebody died. Like like his best friend fucking died or whatever. Like he just had or like he just saw a mass shooting and shit. And I was like, "Don't tell me anything." And he was just like he just looked at me and he whispered he whispered three words to me. He just looked at me, Japanese guy, never met this guy before, and he just looked at me and he was like, "I can't assemble." And I was like, and he just walked away. And I was like, the fuck did that mean? I was like, what the fuck did that mean? And that shit was tripping me out the entire movie. Not the entire movie. I kind of forgot about it after a while, but um, that shit was tripping me out walking to the movie theater because I was like, the fuck is he talking about? And I was just so fucking, oh, dude. Like, in the beginning, I was mad and I really was kind of like, a comparative movie I can give you without spoiling anything. It reminds me actually of The Last Jedi a lot. The reaction The Last Jedi got, I feel that's what's going to happen with this movie in some form or fashion. I feel a lot of people are going to feel angry. I think a lot of people are going to feel a bit betrayed, in some shocked. They're going to be feel so shocked, and they're going to be so mad because they took some really bold choices. Now, comic book readers, I think comic fans will be like, "Fuck yeah, let's make these bold decisions." And it's a comic, it's cool. I mean, it's based on comics, so don't worry. Like, there's always an out, I think. But I think I was thinking about it today or on the ride home. I'm like, this is a risk. This might be the riskiest fucking movie Marvel's ever done, because I personally think they're putting their entire franchise in jeopardy with this movie, because regular moviegoers, um this is risky, because the thing Marvel was always really good at was keeping things fairly grounded. Like, there was always this a basis of reality with the Marvel films, and they were pretty humanized, and um I don't know exactly how I can explain it, but yeah, um just keeping it grounded. And I think this is risky in what they did with this movie. A lot of people that come in for just a certain sort of thing, you know, uh Guardians of the Galaxy, people want to see Baby Groot or whatever, or people want to see Spider-Man, or people want to come in, especially now with Black Panther, people want to come in and they're all into Black Panther now. Um, what happens in Infinity War? What happens in this particular movie? If you're not a regular comic fan or whatever, and not used to kind of those twists and shit, you might be like, "Well, fuck this franchise, fuck this whole friend," and completely drop it after that. That's the thing, which is interesting to me. This is so risky on Marvel's side, and I love that as a comic fan, because they're really bringing that comic element to the to to the big screen. And another thing, so one of my friends, we had a full house, by the way, fucking 16 people of the Red Dreaded Nation, the Tokyo Trinity and friends were there, 16 people. One of my friends went up to me and he was like, he actually was extra. He came up to me, he was like, you know what? He was like, Akasan, if Ryan Johnson took a look at this movie, then he could know how to write a fucking tragedy. I was like, damn, dude. But then I replied back, I'm like, yo, if Zack Snyder took a look at this movie, then he would understand how to pay off with, um, to make something feel epic, but do the right amount of build up like that. So, um, I don't know. Like Matthew asked me right now, is it bold? What was it, bad or was it bold? Just bold. In the beginning, I was so mad when I was watching this movie. I was like, wait, what the fuck is going on? What are they doing? Um, but ultimately, I'm going to say they're it's bold. It's some pretty bold moves. Um, yeah, that's all I can say without spoiling it like that. Um, James, you've been noticed. Yeah, a lot of people are gonna need some th- therapy right that. Um, I personally, I personally think, uh, I still think Civil War was a bit. I still think Civil War. I still think Avengers, the first Avengers, is still going to be, for me, will probably still be the best movie, the most exciting movie. Um, but again, going back to that Last Jedi comparison, I feel that this is exactly like Last Jedi is very polarizing type of movie. I feel like this movie, Infinity War, is going to make a shitload of money, no doubt. People are going to be watching this movie like crazy, but I do feel that it will come under more scrutiny than other Marvel movies. And I feel like, just like Last Jedi, you're going to need to see how episode 9, right? Episode 9 plays out to make episode 8 really good. I feel the same thing with Infinity War. We're going to need to see how Avengers 4 plays out. And then when we replay them back to back, it'll have a better sort of feeling. Because right now, I feel like shit, dude. Like, I really, I was really not liking this movie when I first left. When I first left the theater, I was like, "What the fuck, dude?" I'm looking at my like Adikta one right here. He's bringing up my tweets when I first left the theater, and like people were, dude, people, so many people were crying in that theater. I couldn't. I like Callie. I wanted to run and give her a hug because she looks she's pregnant, and I was like, dude, this is bad. Um, but I was so mad in the beginning. But then after I calmed down and I thought it through, I'm like, nah, man, it's still gonna be really intriguing the way they did this. It's crazy. Um, yeah, Howard makes a good point. You can't just say it's good or bad. It's just complex. Like if this movie pisses you off for particular reasons, then it did a good job. It did a really good job. This isn't a spoiler chat. Not no spoilers, please. Uh yeah, man, this shit is crazy. This is fucking crazy. I feel mad, sad. It makes you feel everything with this particular movie. Like that shit is fucking crazy. I'm watching it again in a few hours. I'm watching it again in a few hours. Like and I'm kind of mad because I just booked my third viewing for this movie. I'll be watching this my second viewing in a few hours, and then in the next couple hour and a few days after that, I gotta watch it again. And at the end of the movie, the first movie, the first time I watched it a few hours ago, I was like, I gotta watch this shit again. But now I actually understand that. So now I actually understand it. Uh, fuck, man. And here's another thing. Nah, I can't say it because it would be too much of a spoiler. But yeah, I can't say it. Never mind. I was just gonna say something like about the Iron Man 3. There's a small connection in Iron Man 3. I don't think was really foreshadowing, but there's something kind of in Iron Man 3 that actually makes and kind of Iron Man 3 and yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. There's like just a small connection. I kind of felt like uh doesn't allude to anything, but just the symbolism of how some of that shit went down was like, holy shit. Like that shit, like, ah man. Does it make me want to watch the movie again? Yes and no. Uh I don't I kind part of me doesn't want to watch that movie again because it felt really long, even though it felt longer than most movies. I will say that the pacing of this movie is it's not it there it's very Star Wars. I'll give it that. It's very Star Wars, you know? It's very Star Wars. Um because they're jumping a lot in the movie, so I understand that. Instead of Ultron, which was grounded as a team movie, Age of Ultron, they're jumping from galaxy to galaxy in this movie, so it feels a little disjointed. But they have a lot of characters and a lot of story arcs that's why it felt really long sometimes. So that shit was crazy. That shit was crazy. Um, I Charles says, "Do you believe children should see this? Don't want a '90s." No. If if that's the case, yeah, I know exactly what you're referencing to with 1980s Transformers. Nah, don't go watch that fucking movie. Don't watch Infinity. If kids like like I'm still sitting here trying to process that shit. I can't imagine being a kid and be like, but what happened? Like what the like I can't imagine you up here with your favorite superhero plushie and shit, and you're just like, dude, people were crying like so bad in this movie, dude. It was really bad. Oh, Jesus Christ. Um, yeah, man. Yeah. So, anyways, guys, that's my short one for you guys. That's my non-spoiler. My first impression, the way I'm feeling it right now, is the damn movie is uh the movie is I'm gonna give it the movie is the movie is the movie yeah. I don't even know. I'm just it's definitely not BVS. And I will say you could make the comparison though. You could make the comparison that it has storytelling like the theatrical version of BVS. Like, and not that bad, but it does have those moments where if you didn't there's no way you could watch Infinity War by itself and be like, yeah, I understand what's going on. Like there at least with Civil War, you kind of have some sort of easy introduction. Like Civil War was a little more like beginning, middle, end. To me personally, Infinity War felt like a season finale. It totally felt like a season finale of a long show you've been watching for 10 years. Uh, and if you haven't seen other Marvel movies, that shit doesn't that shit just makes you just see a bunch of motherfuckers fighting. Like it doesn't make sense, or you just don't have that emotional investment. But this particular movie, they it's crafted around Thanos, which is good, but there's just so many other things going on in that movie. You're just like, fuck, this is hard. Like even for me, doing the Infinity War challenge, the last 18 weeks I've been watching Marvel movies 1 week every day, every week, one movie every week. And that shit was still hard to like absorb everything in one showing. This shit is that there was a lot of shit going on, dude. I'm glad I saw it in 2D because tomorrow or later today I gotta watch it in IMAX 3D. And oh, if that was my first viewing, oh boy, whew, yeah. So anyways, guys, I appreciate y'all tuning in to this non-spoiler stream. Again, please do not read the comments. Please do not just listen to the sound of my voice if you want. I, I just wanted to give you guys my relaxed impressions. Stay tuned to my video. Um, my I recorded my first impressions, and everybody, I'll edit that up maybe right now and put it up for you guys. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure to hit that like button. Please subscribe for more stuff. We're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about, guys. A lot of stuff. Like, I really want to make a video on where do we go from here after Infinity War, but I'm going to probably wait a few weeks because out of respect for the Russo brothers and yeah, man, where do we go from here? This is fucking crazy. All right. Thank you so much for tonight, guys. It's 4 a.m. over here. I will talk to you very, very soon. Okay. Take care, guys. Bye. And Avengers.